So one thing I want to bring up is the audience reaction to this. So this has not gone well. Cinema score is a C-, which generally means people didn't like the ending. And then it's currently made after its first week 17 million against a $25 million budget. The tomato people have it at 52% currently. So a coin flip. Half people recommend it, half don't. So what I would say is that if you look at like responses and discussions about this, a lot of the reaction to it is kind of puzzling. So first of all, the ending, I actually thought the ending was really good. If you just strip out this whole thing about breaking the cycle and all of that, and it's just about a family trying to survive, quite good. Like this whole saying goodbye to the father and having to shoot somebody you used to love because they've become a danger. Oh, it's good stuff. I don't know why people don't like the ending.
My problem is by the time we got to it, I felt like it was a bit dragged out, the whole sort of kind of like chase sequence. And, you know, we'd gone from being chased by the grandfather to being chased by the father, all the while knowing that nothing's going to happen to the mother, nothing's going to happen to the daughter as well. So it was just a bit like, just wrap it up, please. I
think the sequence whole where they leave the farm and try to get away with the car and that doesn't work, so they climb onto the greenhouse and that doesn't work, so they go back into the farm, that's a bit dragged out. But the actual ending itself...
That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't have no problem with it. It didn't leave me, like, with sort of a great sense of feeling, just because by that point I felt like I was, like, kind of ready to leave.
But, like, audiences hate it. Like, broadly, they're not walking away from this saying, yeah, this was any good. Like people are upset about this, like, in large numbers, and are just rejecting it. Or say. Another complaint I've seen is that the Wolfman does not look like a werewolf. It looks like a mangy dog. I just don't get that at all. I think so. First of all, it does not look like a classic werewolf, right? Just within its own logic, kind of the Wolfman looks the way I think he should.
The way that the werewolf looked for me was different.
He looks like a mangy dog. And that's what I think that makes sense. That fits.
Yeah, exactly.
Is this audiences punishing a filmmaker for being a little bit different?
I feel like it, and it's annoying because people scream for original stuff. They say that they're tired of repurposed IPs, like just reusing IP. So this one is an original story, which I like.
It's just, I don't see the criticism. Like, okay, like I like the classic werewolf look that comes in a bunch of different guises, right? If you reject a movie because you have like an image in your head what it should be, and then it's not that, therefore it's bad, it seems reductive. The question should be, does this creature design support the movie? And yeah, I think it's a feral creature. It's more animal than monster. It's feral. It's diseased. You can see just a little bit of humanity still shining through, but just a little. It works.
The whole point of it was like you still kind of had to have like some semblance of his sort of human features, or like some type of like semblance of like who the man was behind the werewolf, and it had that. For me, it completely worked. It was like completely fine for someone that had just been infected and was slowly transitioning. It's like, I'm not expecting them to be like full-blown werewolf.
And the werewolf story is very flexible, right? Like, it's been everything from being close to nature to like toxic masculinity to like puberty and menstruation, like everything. Like the werewolf can be pretty much anything. You just have to make it work within the confines of your story. We had this with Nosferatu too, right? Where people thought Count Orlok looked funny because he didn't look like Bela Lugosi, right? Same thing.
Yeah.
I think on some level you need to engage with what the movie is offering, and it either works for you or it doesn't. And like on the creature design front, I think this really worked for me. Just didn't work on a thematic level, but everything else I think was pretty much where it should be. It just like the negativity I saw like in the discourse around it was just surprising to me. It just looked like people were looking for something to complain about, as opposed to actually kind of taking the movie on its terms and then seeing if that works or not. I don't know.